Hello everyone, Arlisha here, and welcome to another video. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? I'm seeing paint. I'm so excited to be seeing paint, to be painting with paint. It feels good to be home, I guess. I think, yeah, you know what? Yeah, it does. It feels good to be home. I've been wanting to paint more for a while, but I've been scared, or maybe you don't. But yeah, I've been, really nervous about getting back into painting, even though it's definitely the place I am most familiar with. But it's been definitely probably because it's been the most home to me in the past. As I've been growing and exploring things, I've known that the way that I approach painting, I needed a different mindset, because the mindset that I was approaching it with before, I could tell wasn't going to serve me anymore. And so I needed a fresh perspective. I needed a fresh perspective, on paint. So today I have my Acryla Gouache out, and I'm working in a Strathmore mixed media toned gray sketchbook. I really like this sketchbook. I've fallen into the classic pit of not using it because the paper's too nice. I specifically purchased it because I've been wanting a toned gray sketchbook, and I've never gotten one before. And I really enjoy working on toned paper. It's great to have that white value kind of knocked back immediately. And then there's so much you can do on paper like this with just then black and white, So I was really excited to explore with it. And oh gosh, Jake, oh gosh. I can't even think of the last time I just sat down with my sketchbook and some paint and painted a page in my sketchbook. My brain has been massively overthinking every artistic process. Well, everything, but in particular right now, every artistic process. And so when I sit down to do art, I'm constantly telling myself that whatever I do has to be the next best thing. And so it's difficult for me to let myself do the same thing twice right now. It has been for a while. So I'll do a painting and then go, all right, the next one has to be a digital painting. Or, okay, now I have to learn animation, and now I have to learn Blender. And I was really pushing myself in this is what I should be doing sort of way. And I realized while I was working on this that being a painter is actually really cool. Like, it kind of struck me. I kind of rediscovered that feeling. Like, it's really cool to paint. And with the advent of, and the popularizing and really the ease of access of programs like Blender and Clip Studio and all these, Procreate is another huge one. Between Blender and Procreate, I mean, those two mediums have become so popular that I see them so frequently on social media that I start to get this sort of very passive feeling of like I'm doing art wrong if I'm not using them. Which, that's kind of the whole point of exactly not how it works. Because you can do whatever you want. Speaking of being able to do whatever you want, this sketchbook page I think really represents that, as I'm allowing myself to do some things here that in the past I've kind of told myself was a no-no. So I'll walk you through what that means. I really love neon colors, and working with digital art, I allowed myself to kind of lean on those colors a bit more, as I knew that digitally I could represent the colors accurately. Maybe I felt more confident in that. But when you're working with paint, there's so many things to consider with neon colors. They're fugitive, meaning that the pigments are not really color fast or light fast in the vast majority of cases, at least to my understanding. And so using these colors is kind of putting them down knowing they're going to fade, which I'm realizing, like, I realized while I was working on this, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm okay with that. And then I scan it in when I'm done, and maybe the colors don't replicate exactly perfectly, but like, I'm okay with that. I don't know. So I realized recently that the vast majority of people who see my art, like 99.999% of people in the world who will see my art during my lifetime, will see it through a screen. So I already can't control um, this fine-tuned aspect of how my art is seen. And I mean, even if people were looking at my art in person, that's kind of the whole point, is you can't control someone else's perception of your art, or of anything really. But, no matter how I do my art, everyone will perceive it uniquely. So I might as well just do what I want and get out of this mindset of what I should do, how I should do it, what colors I should use, the palette I should use, that sort of thing. And then you get the double bonus? I don't know. You get the double bonus of when you let yourself do what you want, then you're doing what you want and you're making what you love. So, yeah, super important. To be honest, I've been really inspired by my kids. My kids are really enjoying making art, and seeing them explore their creativity with not even the thought of how other people will perceive what they're making. Like, sometimes they want to show us their art, but they're not thinking about how it will be received in any way when they make it. It's for them. And they've kind of inspired me and given me the confidence and the courage to claim that for myself again, to just do art that I want to make and to put down the brushstrokes I want to see, have the fun I want to have. So I'm grateful to my baby kids for inspiring me in that way. They're pretty cool. I like them a lot. Working with the acrylic gouache is really fun. I've said this 8,526 times, but acrylic gouache is acrylic paint that's matte, so it looks more like gouache. And I really love it. I actually really like working with acrylic paint. It feels, to be honest, it feels kind of stress-free. It used to stress me out a lot because it dries quickly and you can't necessarily always blend the edges out right away. But now that I'm in this state where I've kind of relinquished needing to control those sort of spontaneous effects of paint, and instead I can kind of embrace them and work with them, acrylic is really nice because you can always paint on top of a layer. And then we get this matte effect, which is just pleasant to look at. So yeah, it's been really fun lately, and I can't wait to do more of this. I'll put some clips in. I'll put a clip in. I'll put one good solid clip in at the end of this, so you can see some of the other things I've done since I started the sketchbook page. And I've been playing a lot with more acrylic, so particularly in the form of acrylic paint markers and pens, like Posca pens and the Art X acrylic markers. I think acrylic markers are kind of having a renaissance right now. I've been seeing them pop up more and more lately. And it makes sense, they're really fun. I love being able to just carry around a giant pile, like my little treasure trove of acrylic markers, and I'll take them with my sketchbook and plop down on the couch, and then you got all these fun, opaque colors to work with. It's really enjoyable. But yeah, this isn't acrylic markers, this is the acrylic gouache. And I like working with the paint, especially because I can fine-tune specific individual colors. So some of these are the colors right out of the tube, but sometimes, of course, I want to slightly adjust the value or mix a color in with something that's already pre-existing on the palette, which just increases the cohesive look of everything. So it feels really good to paint. Oh my goodness, does it feel so good. And one of the biggest reasons that I'm enjoying it so much is because I'm truly just allowing myself to paint out of curiosity instead of fear. I saw a video by David Choi recently where he was talking about that. Every time I'm scrolling through ye old YouTube and I see that guy, I know that I'll be faced with my own authenticity and inner happiness. And sometimes I'm not ready to be presented with that. So I can't watch his videos all the time, because I won't be able to hide from myself. Ooh, woo. Anyway, yeah, I love painting in a way where I feel like every brushstroke is just for me. Meaning like it's what I want it to be, and it's how I want it to be. And that's how I'm making decisions too, you know? Like, oh, well, what are you going to do next? How do you know when it's done? What details should I add? What colors would I use? Well, what do I want? What do I like? What would make me happy? What would make me feel like I've expressed myself? And then I just go, and it's finished when it's done. So I am only working on half of the sketchbook page in this video, and hopefully the next video you see will be the remainder of it. To be honest, if I can wrap this up, keep myself on task, I would love to just, you know, share this video with you all and then sit down and just start working on the rest of the page, because I think that seeing this page actually finished, being able to see something whimsical like this actually like be fully realized and finished in a way that I'm happy with it, I think would be a wonderful achievement that I'm looking forward to tackling. So here's to hoping that when I'm done here, I will be able to find within me the focus to just enjoy myself more. Isn't that crazy how difficult it is? That inner saboteur makes it so difficult to just enjoy myself. You know, like to just do what I already know I really like doing. But that mean voice in my head is like, you shouldn't do that. Shouldn't you actually be feeling really bad? About what? All general. Yeah, that guy's gotta go. We're evicting the inner saboteur, all right? That's the goal. That's kind of the only thing on the to-do list, all right? Evict the inner saboteur. Doesn't even pay rent. Jeez. What a moocher. Get that guy out of here. All right. I hope you enjoyed this painting process. I'll be back, hopefully, next week or sometime very soon, with the next bit of painting. This has been super fun. Thank you to my patrons for your support. Appreciate y'all. There's gonna be fun goodies and stuff over there if you want to see them. And I'll talk to you all later. Okay, bye.